It's my absolute pleasure to introduce a woman that doesn't need an introduction because she's a legend, she's a pioneer, she's a artist, a actress, a director. She's busted through the glass ceilings for women in hip hop. She's advocated for women in hip hop. She's advocated for women in all aspects of the industry. I want y'all to welcome Digiwaxx fam, the legendary MC Lyte.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, welcome to the platform.
Thank you so much. Wow, that joint that just went off. That went hard right there.
It was amazing. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It reminds me of something I would hear, in the 90s in a boom bap and the feel of hip hop.
Mhm.
What do you feel about it?
No, I feel the exact same way. It feels what we would classify as underground or as you said, backpacking. It gives me a whole vibe of Brooklyn, and it gives me a vibe of New York City underground.
And speaking of New York City Underground, you were one of the first women to have a solo project, a full solo project. And
Mhm.
now to see the evolution of hip hop and where women are in hip hop,
Yeah,
how does it make you feel to see, women put out massive projects?
I love it. I love that. First off, let me just say, I always got to give due homage, respect to Rock, Salt and Pepper, Pebbly Pooh, Sequence, Roxanne Shante, Sparky D, these Sweet Tea, these are all women that were rocking on the mic. And, through hearing them, I believe that I could do it. And so to stand here today and see all of the many different women that are touching the mic that come from all different places, speak a different slang, they talk about things that are important to them. They talk about things that aren't. It's just such a variety. And I'm happy to see that.
And speaking of women in hip hop, your advocacy has touched not only just in the hip hop community, but women all over the globe. You've been part of projects that have encouraged women speaking up for themselves and putting themselves in the forefront and taking up space.
Mhm.
And what we're seeing now, the past, Women's History Month and International Women's Day, and even your new record that we're going to get into, how do you feel like what you've been able to accomplish has pushed the genre forward or just pushed women forward in general?
Well, I only know the impact that I've had, I only know when people share it with me. So when you say that to me, I'm like, okay, good job, good job. I'm checking off the boxes, right? Because it is my intention to give music where women can listen and go, oh, yeah, I could do that. Or, oh, I'm not going to do that. Or this leads me to want to be bigger, better, make decisions that are based on what I feel and not what other people feel. Case in point, you may be in a relationship where, if you talk to Cindy, Cindy will tell you, leave that nigga right now. Don't you take that. Or you might talk to Kim and Kim will say, you know what, sis, take your time, ask some questions. Maybe you all are speedballing in this relationship and you need to just take it back, take a break. So I want to be the one that causes more thought, not someone that goes and says, crash wreck your whole relationship that you've been in for however many years. Not unless, of course, you're getting your ass beat. Then that's a whole nother situation. You got to get up out of that to save yourself.
Right, right,
But
right.
yeah.
So there's been a lot of conversation in a lot of spaces about women in hip hop and the way that the substance of the music is heading. In contrast to women who pioneered the genre and things that they were discussing and the influence they had and the impact they had, especially on young women. So, what are your thoughts about hip hop today and how the content of the lyrics impact young women? And how do you feel about it? Do you feel like it's just part of the genre in itself, like diversity, or do you feel like it's headed in the wrong direction?
Well, I do feel like it is diversity. But I also feel, unfortunately, it's not just women, it's not just young girls, it's not just men, and it's not just young boys. We're all being affected by it. Because even if we say, or I say, that particular music isn't for me, I can still be the victim of somebody that listens to it, which, to me, we all stand the chance of losing when the wrong music is promoted for too long, widespread, even to the degree that if we don't find ourselves a victim of a kid who's listened to this music, that that we can actually be the victim of some sort of other onslaught from other people who don't even understand our culture, but think they know who we are because they listen to music. So I think, this is the perfect format and the perfect opportunity for all of you who have a microphone, who also DJ, who also create moods and modes for people. When you step behind the turntable, you are a crowd controller. And so you can take them on a voyage of where you want them to be. And I love when I see DJs that are, confident enough to put on what is necessary to move the crowd, but also be able to blend something new in there, what makes, and I'm not saying new and whack, I'm saying new and hot, that it makes somebody come up to the table and go, who was that? What was that? That kind of thing. So I think we have more control than we believe we do in terms of shaping and molding what hip hop is. But it also matters at the end of the day, what are you looking for from hip hop? There are many people that come in who don't look to change the culture, who don't look to uplift people, who don't look to do anything for, but except to get. And so if I'm coming in, I'm about to get this money, then I'm going to do whatever is necessary to get it. And that's when others get hurt. But
Yeah,
did I answer your
absolutely.
question?
You did. You did answer my question. Thank you so much. I do want to get into your newest project, your newest song, Woman, and Warren Campbell. You got Warren Campbell producing on this. And, what if you're describing this song to someone without hearing it first, before we get into the actual song, how would you describe it?
I describe it as a letter to the community, a letter to it's just a letter to many people because you have Salt and Kane and myself and Raheem Devine, and we're all, pitching in on this song to say what it is to either be a woman and what we expect and what all women should expect. And the men are here to lend support to that and show how much love and admiration that they have for women of color. And I think it's
Mm.
great to be able to hear that on record, especially in hip hop.
Oh, I love that. All right. Well, let's get into it.
All right.
MC Lyte's newest song, Woman.
Hmm. Thank you. Woo.
Ooh. Well, I hope I can speak for everybody when I say this was right on time. This was
Fire,
right on time, especially in
fire.
the climate that we're in right now, where women
Yeah.
are we're losing rights.
Mm,
We're not speaking up for ourselves. We're not getting paid fairly.
mhm,
And in the entertainment industry, it's almost as if our voice gets drowned out by the money, by political things, by all of that. So I just want to say that it's right on time. And of
mhm,
course, you got Salt on there, you got oh my God, Kane on there. And
mhm.
it's so powerful in this anthem. I just want to know what came through your mind when you decided to make this anthem.
Well, first off, thank you so much. I'm in the chat. I'm seeing people are feeling it. That's no greater feeling than to know that other people like what you just created because you can be in a vacuum thinking you got the hottest joint. And I've been there with that, where you think you got the hottest joint, and then people hear it and go, oh, that's cool. Yeah. So it's good to know that people are enjoying it. Yes, much like you, I feel the same way. This is a time where not only do I would say this. Things come in phases, right? So you get in your 20s and you think you know something, but you really don't know. And I'm sorry for those who are in their 20s, but it's just a reality. You keep living, you'll find out. But you think you know things, and once you find your voice, you're willing to use it and say whatever. It's like you haven't really learned how to somewhat bridle the tongue, because it's cool to be truthful, but sometimes you can be truthful and cause a lot of pain, right? So you don't want to, when I say in my rhymes, I got the best weaponry, that's, I'm spitting the truth about who I am. I'm not spitting the truth to kill someone or to murder the I'm trying to assassinate the character that you're pretending that you are. I'm not trying to really detonate any bombs that kill you spiritually. And so for this record, it felt like elementary because we were uplifting everything that we were talking about. I took the approach of, this is what I need, and I see my worth. So I don't have to not see my worth to be with you. I'm saying, come on, let's rise together. I don't want to sit up on his throne by my lonely. I want to ride or die, but not someone to own me. So I'm saying, come on, let's get up, let's fly, let's go to where we got to go. Salt is saying, I was a G since I was born. So like, don't play. I'm not playing a queen. I really am one. And so I think it's important for us as women to really recognize our strength and our power. And I think it's important for our kings and our brothers to remind us of that. And, if they see us behaving out of character, hey, don't award it, don't reward it. Say, hey, sis, let me talk to you for a second. Because let me tell you, a lot of people say to me, you're the one in the position to talk to the young girls. No, not always. They're not looking for me to admire them. They're looking for young men to admire them. So if a
Mm.
young man says that's unacceptable, do better with yourself. It raises, it raises some eyebrows and some thoughts for a younger generation to just rise and rise up.
Oh my
Did
God.
I
You
answer the
just,
question? Because
yes, eloquently, so eloquently. I don't even think that I have anything else to come back from after that. I do want to open up the floor for a
Mhm.
couple of questions for you that, some people have questions, they have their hand raised and they want to ask questions. Go ahead. I think I see Jenny Sweetness hand raised first. I'm not sure, CO, but you can help me out with that.
Good afternoon, MC Lyte. Pleased to
Hey,
meet you.
it's wonderful to meet you.
Digi Sweetness representing for the Caribbean. I just want to tell you because I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes because of the struggle. I'm
Mhm.
on the administrative ends. I'm an executive in the Caribbean, but we still go through the same struggles through all the genres. But
Mhm.
I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes because just the way that you put it, no, we can't tell the young girls this and that because I'm an old lady, you ugly, you jealous, and all these other things. But for the young men to be able to say, come on, sister, come on, queen,
Mhm.
and through their music, since music is the way that we communicate with each other,
Yeah.
but I love the way, like Brittany Cherry said, you said it so eloquently,
Thank you.
everything that you're saying, but um just the empowerment for other women
Mhm.
that is so necessary because of getting beat down and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
So I just want to say thank you for being you this entire time, and just to continue to evolve and to continue to teach us, because me learning, because I have a sharp tongue.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sharp, well, Jamaicans anyway.
Well, let me tell you now, you're talking to a faking Jamaican.
Well,
I grew
we
up in
claim
Brooklyn.
you though,
Faking Jamaican.
but we claim MC Lyte, so you Jamaican to
Okay.
me.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
but
you.
very sharp. But I hear being honest without. I'm working on that. I don't know when it's gonna kick in, but
Yeah.
I am who I am, but
It
just
may not ever, it may not ever kick in.
yeah, I'm not working on it. I just lied to you. I don't know why I said that. I am who I am. I
The
don't know.
truth is though, you have an enormous heart. I can already see that.
Yeah.
And I just want to say they're lucky to have you there on the administrative ends of whatever it is that you do.
Mhm.
They are blessed to have you. And so with that, I just, piggyback off of what you just said. Is it's important that we speak up. When a young girl slash woman, on the brink of becoming a full-fledged woman, when she garners the attention of a man, it becomes a different story. They no longer want to hear whatever you have to say, because whatever I'm doing is working. Somebody's interested in me and someone is showing me some attention. And so it's important that those young folks understand that not all attention is good, one. And two, there's always something to learn. I'm whatever age I am now, but I'm unafraid to say that I'm always in a space of learning and wanting to know more. So thank you so much for your comments, sis.
Bless up. Thank you.
That's it.
Okay. Okay. Queen B.
Hello. I am so honored to be here to let me just first introduce myself. My name is Queen. That is my real name. I go by DJ Queen B. I am
Queen.
out of Hartford, Connecticut. And I've been listening to your music since I was 8. And from the 80s. I crammed to understand.
Yes.
Yes. And
Nice.
you were such a powerful storyteller. And just going back to I crammed to understand you, talking about serious issues, cappuccino, poor Georgie, even on the self-destruction. What was it like for you to navigate those different themes at such a young age?
Well, thank you so much for that question, and hallelujah to the name Queen. You can't be anything but, right? When you hear somebody calling you Queen from the day you came out, that's a lot to contend with. So, peace to the Queen. Um, I would say, I grew up listening to Melly Mel. And so White Lines and The Message, those were huge songs for me. The Message painted the Bronx before I even had gone to the Bronx, so I didn't know what it looked like. But he was very skilled at painting this vivid picture. Also, another favorite of mine is Slick Rick. I heard Lottie Dottie way before I started rapping. And so with songs like those, I knew that I wanted to contribute. And I also listened to a lot of folk music. My mother listened to uh, James Taylor and Neil Diamond and Linda Ronstadt and Rodstand, and it was just so many storytellers that I heard in song form that I wanted to be able to do the same way, but in hip hop. And so for me, I just let the music tell me what to say on those records. Toto with Poor Georgie, that was a song I listened to when my uncle was alive. I would play his records in Far Rockaway, Queens, which he had the OJs and Earth, Wind and Fire and Tina Marie and, Cheryl Lynn. And I mean, just the names go on, but I would play music there on his stereo. And just the stories that I would hear, it made me want to just tell stories. So it was easy for me. And Toto was one of the songs I played at his home. And so when I had the opportunity to actually rap to it, I was like, okay, what's the story? And it just came. Thank you for that question.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for your contributions to hip hop. I love the song, and you always have my support. Salute.
Thank you so much, Queen.
All right. CL.
All right. Shout out to Lyte for sure. Shout out to Lyte because when Digiwaxx was in Harlem on 127th Street, she used to come uptown and would give up in up in the flesh when we had battles and was just, she supported us when we didn't have it. We didn't even have a floor. Like we had a wooden floor and she used to come uptown. So shout out to her for that. And being true to the craft, obviously, you know, never fronted.
Congratulations to Digiwaxx.
Damn straight.
Thank you very much. You already know.
The limit. The sky's the limit. I love it. When you know what,
25
that's
years,
what
baby.
happens when you start early and you commit, you know. You guys were doing it, you know, so ahead of the game.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for supporting us back then all the way to now. And I also want to say, you know, it's funny because I have seen you in other musical places, and you are, I think a lot of people, you know, they act like they like the music, but you are truly a lover of music. One quick story was at Martha's Vineyard, and we were watching Barrington Levy's show.
Oh my God.
Yo, it was like one of the greatest moments. And I was like, yo, that's Lyte in the front.
Wait.
Like, yo.
How about this though? I was in Martha's Vineyard for something completely different. I think I had to work about maybe 2 or 3 days after, so I got there early. And as I was walking down the block, I saw the marquee and it said Barrington Lee. I was like, what? And I bought my ticket and I had to go. And yes, I probably was singing like a maniac.
I remember, I was like, I didn't know she's Jamaican. That's what's up.
Faking Jamaican, you know.
Hey, big facts, big facts. So first of all, love the song. Love it because it's relevant. I love the fact that you tapped in with the culture again. And you know, I feel like it's perfect timing for many reasons. Obviously, Mother's Day is coming. Anything honoring a woman around that. Definitely thought that, man, it'd been perfect to create a series of cards out of it on the marketing tip, because it's just so easy to be able to open a card and to hear 15, 20 seconds of the song, the hook.
Oh, look
Was,
at you. Okay.
Totally, it would lock in.
Marketing genius over there. Come on,
Hey,
make it happen.
listen, we do this all the time. Trust me. We go crazy with it.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to market it. But my question was, you know, you've been in the game for a very long time. You're so eloquent how you speak. You know, we love listening to you, the sound of BET, the sound of MTV and all these things. Do you have any inspirations to actually document your journey or your vision of what hip hop is from then to now? You know, I'm a big proponent of saying, like, telling our own stories. But I think some people do it better than others. But I just wanted to know if that was something in the plans and the works down the line, whether that's a documentary or a feature presentation.
Well, the documentary we did, which was Ladies First for Netflix, I was an executive producer on that. However, in the future, we are talking about my biopic. And I guess within that, it will be the, you know, the exploration of then to now through my eyes. But it would be great to see something that was overarching, to hear, you know, several people's story. I think a lot of times with documentaries, unfortunately, but fortunately, we wind up seeing some of the same people all the time, because they always ask me to be in a documentary. And sometimes I've got to choose, like, maybe I won't do this one. Let's let somebody else have an opportunity to get there. And I think with Ladies First, we were able to bring some people into the mix that we hadn't heard from yet, especially from a woman's point of view. But thanks for that question. I'm looking forward. As a matter of fact, maybe an hour before I got on with you all, I was meeting with a literary agent, you know, because sometimes it's great to have the book and then the story comes from the book. So we're figuring it out. Yeah, I'm taking my time though. I don't want to crash and burn. So I just want to take my time.
Now we're awesome. We stand behind you. Record's dope. Everybody, let's support.
All right, awesome. We got
Thank-
Raymond. Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
go ahead.
Well,
Ladies first.
I was just gonna say, because I know sometimes these things like lead to an end very quickly, and I wouldn't have had the opportunity to thank you. First off, CL, and then Rip, thank you, so much for digging in. It's so funny coming from where we come from. It's just, we understand that we all have a love of this music, because it doesn't always love you back the way that you love it, but you stay with it. You keep on loving this music, this culture, because it's worth it. And I just want to thank all of you for your continued support throughout the years. It's 30, I don't even know how many years at this point. We were actually, when it turns 2026, it will be a full 40 years.
40 years. Right, right.
Jesus.
Amazing.
Amazing. Okay, sis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. And when that book comes out, we want you to narrate your own book because I can hear you talk for hours. We have Raymond. Raymond T's gonna go in and swerve.
Yeah. Just many flowers, Lyte. Amazing career. Flowers to CL as well. Like I said, 25 years is Digiwaxx thing, man. So as a radio head, like I've always loved your voice. Like there's no way around that. You know what I mean? As a music head, I've always loved like your cadence and your delivery. So I kind of have like a two-part question. One, how did the like hosting gigs come into play? You know what I mean? Because you have such a distinct voice. You know what I mean? That so one, how did that come about? And then two, with your length in hip hop, like how many times or did you have the moments where you were like, okay, this ain't for me no more?
Okay, well, thank you so much for those two questions. The first is I ended up like being a backstage correspondent for VH1 Hip Hop Honors, for the very first one that took place, that Mos Def and Vivica Fox were set to host, and I was the backstage person. Well, at the last minute, Mos Def decided that he wanted to perform, and VH1 said, well, we don't want you to perform with your band. And he said, well, if I don't perform, then I'm not hosting. And so he didn't host. So I wound up with a bunch of copy to say, and the producers from that show went on to do the BET Awards, and that's when they pulled me in. And I think everything else that stems from that came from the BET Awards and people hearing my voice and, just understanding that it means something to the culture. People ask me about my voice all the time. It's mine. I don't know what it is. Like I only know that it's worth something because people will pay me for it. But on the everyday, it's just mine and I have to use it. And I've got sisters that sound like me, 4 of them. So it's nothing really special in my house. So that's that. And the second, yeah, absolutely. We all go through times. Well, let me just speak for myself. I have gone through times where I thought, wow, should I have taken that plane to Norfolk State University and gotten my degree? Every time I go to a hospital and a doctor acts a whole fool, I wish I would have gone into medicine. I think there's so many things that all of us are capable of, but it's really hard to do many things at once. So I think if everyone dedicated themselves to going into medicine, you could actually do it if you had to worry about nothing else, and that was your sole commitment. And having said that, yes, there were times throughout my career of like, damn, did I make the right decision? But my first manager shared something with me many years ago, and he was like, we're going to work on making you popular and your level of notoriety. We're going to make it so it's not dependent on a hit record, because we saw how volatile and, how vacillating the business can be, like a seesaw. And so that gave me the opportunity to kind of open my horizons and see what else did I want to do. If I want to, do radio, which I did. I was with Sirius 6 years before they changed their name to Sirius. Actually, I was with them about 2 years. They changed their name from CD Radio to Sirius, and I was with them for 4 years after that. And when they changed management, I was gone. I did radio with Cafe Mocha Radio, which was in like 40 stations across the nation. I got into acting classes and started to act. So everything that I had ever thought of, I was able to really dig in and study and prepare for the moment when it came.
Wonderful. Thank you for your time here with us. And lastly, I just want to commend you on the record. I thought it was mad coincidental that Rhapsody had just spoke on about the balance of women in hip hop and maybe some of the content, and then the woman song dropped. So just much respect, because that balance is needed 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we all feel it. Rhapsody is my sister, and I'm sure we've talked about it, in some way. Same with Yo-Yo and Whack and, Queen. It's a lot of us that feel that way. So now we just need to contribute to the hip hop scene and hopefully be seen and heard.
Wonderful. Great. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if anybody else is feeling this, but I'm just feeling the light off of MC Lyte. I mean, all the light that you're shining. And just thank you so much. I mean, this has been, I know we're not finished, but this has just been life-changing for me, for one. I want to go ahead and get to Swerve. Swerve, are you there? All right, we'll come back. I believe Jobs has been waiting for a while. Jobs.
Thank you. I'm gonna be honest, I've been in love with you since the Subway scene on Paper Thin. How, and I'm just gonna keep it a buck.
Right.
How have you navigated being a sex symbol not affecting your lyrical abilities?
That's so interesting, because I've never thought of myself as a sex symbol.
You got me kidding. You're crazy. I'm sorry, respectfully.
Well,
you got
no, let me say this. Sexy, yes. Sex symbol, that's in the eye of the beholder. But thank you, Jobs. I appreciate that. I think for the most part, I just wanted to speak. I wanted to be heard. And so, a lot of people talk about, oh, you had on the baggy clothes. Nobody knew what you were looking like. Even to this day, LL will say when he first heard me, he thought I was a little boy on the mic. And I think for me, it was really important to be heard and not seen. And how do I handle that? I just try to be truthful, and I think once people meet me and they see that, I'm down to earth, there's obviously something that God has given me so that I can be the conduit and give it to others. But for the most part, I'm a round the way girl. And I enjoy that. I like being real. I like having real conversations, and I like meeting real people.
Well, I, for one, want to thank you. And just a side note, Brittany, you put your foot in this interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a privilege and an honor. I mean, honestly. I want to come back to Swerve if he's here. Swerve?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Yeah. Y'all turn camera on. I know you hear me. Hey, Lyte, what's going on? Hello, you hear me?
Hey, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I sure do.
First and foremost, I want to, of course, you get all your flowers, but I want to definitely give you more flowers. And you was the first female CD that I got when I was very young. I still look young, but it was the first female CD when I got my first boombox, and I was around the age of 13. And I started getting, I had the combo, the cassette, and the CD. And definitely, you was one of the first. And I still have the CD. I probably have a couple of scratches on it, but I still have it. I still have it in my archives. But I'm Swerve. I'm a DJ as well as producer. And you know what I'm saying, I ran into your DJ K Rock at the me and CL was at the Rock the Bells this past last summer.
Yeah.
We ran into him backstage, and he had a 50-year hip hop shirt on. And funny, I don't know if you can see a hip hop 50 hat on. And I seen he had like the same. I said, yo, I got the hat, because I did these myself, in honor of, the year. And I'm from the Bronx. I'm right on Cedric from where they had the show at. So I just went up the block, I was moving the hats and everything. But I don't really have too many questions because a lot of people's asking them great questions. And I just wanted to speak and salute you. I'm glad you're still doing your thing and keep on pushing. And you definitely I would say, as far as females, when they talk about top 5 females in hip hop, you are definitely up in the top 5.
Thank you.
Even with the new.
Yes.
Without a doubt. I think everybody up here will agree with me. I think everybody up here will agree with me. And
Thank
you know what I'm saying?
so much,
keep doing your thing.
Keep
doing your thing.
I appreciate you for coming on and saying those words. Thank you so much, Swerve. And I know, excuse me, I know it was mad easy to walk down the block to see the show and then just go home while everybody fought the traffic to get to get in that area. But that was a good time. And yes, I wonder how it is that K-Rock had the shirt that matched the design of your hat. That's interesting.
And I spoke to him. I did speak to him through Instagram briefly. I said, yo, man, I'm moving the hats. And I'm still actually pushing them too. I got different colors hat, black, gray, camouflage. And it was something that nobody else was doing. I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? And it's been and I've been moving outside of New York too, like down south and everything. So people can have a little taste of it. I know that everybody.
That's good.
But salute to you.
Thank you so much. Yes, with that CD.
Queen MC Lyte, I know we're running a little over on time, and I just want to ask you if you have time for a few more questions.
Let's do it.
Your impact is great, and people just have so many wonderful questions for you. DJ Big Red has been waiting for a moment. DJ Big Red, are you there?
Hey, I'm here. Let me click my camera on real quick. Hey, how you doing, MC Lyte? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm just glad to have you in the room. Want to give you your flowers. I missed the song earlier. If y'all can give me an encore of it, I would love to hear it before you get off. But I just want to say that you have a wonderful career. Me just paying attention to you, me growing up as a young fan of hip hop, being out of Texas. I'm from Dallas, Texas, DJ, and it just Paper Thin was my joint, and I didn't know. We used to get in, I grew up in the projects in Dallas, so we used to get in fights, like arguments. And I think like, man, Milk is not MC Lyte, brother. I'm like, yeah, it is too, man. So we found out that y'all was related, and that's got to be crazy. So how is it that you guys had music like that growing up? Did y'all ever get into rap battles?
With other people or with each other?
With each other. I mean, family, being family, y'all got rappers in the house. So what's that family competition like?
Well, let me just say this with Giz was a big proponent of freestyling, and he wanted me to freestyle much more often than I was willing to do, because I always felt like I needed to give some thought to what I wanted to say, because the choice to use a particular word is very specific. And so freestyling, I love watching it when people are going in. I'm like, damn, how you think of that? Ooh, look at her, But the truth is, that's really not my arena. Matter of fact, in school, when I used to, in junior high school, I played basketball. I would literally choke whenever anybody did defense. I would be like, here, just take the ball. So the only battle that I had was at the World, and it was with Antoinette. And, you know, she did her song and I did my song, and that was the end. It wasn't really like a freestyle battle.
Okay, that's good. Hey, I just want to say thank you for taking my question.
Sure.
And I hope you have much success with the song, which I'm hearing in the watching the comment that everybody's loving it. And
Yeah.
please let me get the encore.
All right, Big Red, we need to get you the song. It's good.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. K-Max has been waiting. I'm so sorry if I skipped over you before. K-Max?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's
Hey, how's
up?
it going?
Pretty
What's
good.
up?
Okay.
Oh, not bad. Good seeing you again. You were here in Chicago a few years ago at Promontory. You did a whole showcase when the last album you came out with it was gold vinyl.
Yeah,
I
and
forgot
that
the
was,
name.
believe it or not, it was 2014 and it was called Legend.
Damn, that was 10 years.
10 years since the last release.
That it doesn't even seem like it's been that long.
I know, I figure, you know, I'm gonna just shy day it. No, I'm so joking.
Hey, why you joking?
10 years, but you know, a lot of things have taken place since then, a lot of TV, a lot of production, you know, management of other artists, you know, quite a few things. So this was the year. I started working on this album that's going to come out August 9th, maybe 2018, 2019.
Oh wow. So it's been work in progress. Awesome. I would love to interview you on the radio show. I gotta get your management information. But
Sure.
um speaking of vinyl, and then like 10 years, a lot of people celebrate 10 years, like Freddie Gibbs and Mad Lib, a 10-year pinata, and it's record store day this Saturday on top of being 420. With that being said, Atlantic has been putting on the 75th year anniversary. Why haven't they put out any of your albums, your first 3 albums that were all on Atlantic?
Oh, you mean in terms of vinyl?
Yes, because
Or
people
reissuing the
really
vinyl? I don't know. I don't know. They've done an anthology. They've done a few of those, as a matter of fact, but I don't know why they haven't. I mean, it's not like I talked to them. It's a whole new regime of people
yeah, I know.
from when I was there, you know.
Yeah, I was just wondering if you had some input or if you thought like, because it's not just older DJs just buying vinyl. It's a lot of younger people rediscovering music and buying it as well. Like you Saturday morning outside local record stores, you'll see people in line to get the first drops. Because
Yeah.
I think Metro Boomin got like a Spider-Man turntable that played 3-inch records, and it's only like 250 worldwide. So it's
Oh,
like that kind of excitement.
okay.
But to say all that vinyl is like really,
No,
really,
I have been made aware. And you know, the last record we did vinyl only.
yeah.
So this record, yeah, we plan to do some really interesting things. So I'm excited about it. But thank you for that. That even brings to mind possibly a collaboration with a manufacturer of a record player.
Oh yeah, that's a real thing because I only seen a picture and it looked like you have an Audio Technica needle, and they look like they tried to make the platter look like a 1200. So I haven't seen it in person, but I'll find out Saturday. I'm not getting in line though. I know Stormers. I'm not doing that.
I hear you.
But no, it's great to talk to you, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
hopefully
pleasure.
when the album come out, I get to get interview you on the radio show as well, and
No,
I
I
wish
would
you
love
much success. I appreciate your own career, and
Thank
like everyone else been saying, man, I mean, MC Lyte is swinging. I am the light. I still love the house mix. Light as a
yeah, light
rock.
as a rock.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you
I
very
appreciate it.
much. Yeah, I appreciate you. I love that everybody here just knows hip hop, and MC Lyte music has meant something throughout the years, which is great to know and feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants any interview requests, please reach out to Dr. T, who is on the call. And MC Lyte, you have been just, again, every time I come to you, I'm blown away. But I just want to know if you have time for just a few more, or do you have to go?
I'm
Okay.
here. I think we should
Okay.
done. Dr. T would let me know if I have. No, I'm good. I don't
Okay.
have any messages from her, so that means
Okay.
we're.
Okay. Cuddy.
You're. Thank you, Britt. MC Lyte, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love. That's all I really came here to say. I ain't even gonna hold you. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but you know what I'm saying? We was talking about balance. Shout to them Libras. How about
Yeah.
that? Shout to them Libras. I'm
how about
October 9th, you 2 days after me, the 11th.
That's right. Look, he got so much energy, he blew his camera
Not
off.
him getting stuck. It's the MC Lyte. You got that.
Sorry,
You got that.
a lot of
Appeal. Okay. Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh, I'm back. Y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. So look, y'all talking about balance before. Shout to Ray. That was one of my questions about the hosting. I love that you are the voice for real, for real. So speaking of balance, outside the music, let's take music out. What is MC Lyte doing just to chill? You feel me? Like, what do you do? Are you in the garden? Are you cooking? What are you doing outside of music to just relax and just be
I
you?
love it. I do know quite a few people who do garden work, but I'm not.
I just feel like I feel like that could be like Jody's mom or something in the garden, you know what I mean? Pulling up onions and all that. I don't know.
No, I'm not pulling up an onion.
Right.
But I'm cutting one up. I will cook.
Okay.
Cooking to me seems like a great pastime because at the end you get to eat.
Right.
A lot of, I haven't had a chance. I really enjoy bowling, but I haven't been able to get out and bowl. And I love bike riding. So now that the weather is warming up a little bit, I can go jump right out there and take a ride.
Can we
But
catch you in New York City like J. Cole or no? Ain't gonna
oh,
see you riding through the city like J. Cole, nah?
hell no. Uh-uh.
All
No.
right.
New York City, I grew up there. I know it's vicious. You'll wind up on your back with 2 broken legs. I'm cool on that.
That's a fact. That's a
Even
fact.
with the bike lanes.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's dope. I just, you know what I mean?
Thank you for
That's all I
stepping
wanted to
in.
do.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Keep doing it. We salute you. We love you. I mean, keep rocking.
Thank you, Cuddy.
All right. DJ Gracie Grace.
Thank you. This will be really quick. Shout out to MC Lyte. How are you? This is DJ
Hello.
Gracie from DC. I just wanted to, I don't know if can you guys hear me good?
Uh-huh.
I'm so sorry. I'm just getting off of work, so I'm like, oh my God. I just wanted to say, coming here in the US, you are literally the first artist that I heard, and you'll be like, you're like the best in my book. Okay, I love your voice. I love your music. I still have your CD actually. So, and speaking of hosting, I was actually there when you host here in DC for the June 10th. Was it last year, 23?
Oh, Juneteenth. Yeah.
Yeah, Juneteenth.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And you did magnificent with your hosting, actually. I just wanted to let you know that, and thank you so much for everything you've done in the music world.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the compliment. To be somebody's favorite it's a lot, because it's a lot of people out here.
I can't forget your voice.
Thank you.
I do have one question, a quick question. What has been like the most challenging thus far in the industry done to you, like throughout your music career? Or it don't have to be the whole music career. What is like the reason I asked, because someone asked me that on the interview, and I'm like, okay, I wanted to ask you that question.
Well, thank you for the question. And for me, the most challenging,
yes, as a woman in the music industry,
as a woman in the music industry, there's several of them. I guess in the beginning it was just being taken seriously. It was promoters not wanting to pay you what you're worth, or wanting you to perform, but and at a top billing, but not wanting to give you top billing money. There are still some promoters today who feel like they can have an entire hip hop show without a female presence, which doesn't really say much for the bill, and it doesn't say much for the audience, you know, that you would be open enough to, you know, color your roster of artists with men and women. So I think for the most part, it's just you know, a woman's worth. And I think as one of our sisters on the line said, it is an issue in every sector of life, not just work, but everywhere, is that what is a woman's worth? And, you know, here in Los Angeles, the Latina community decided, let's just all take to the streets and we're going to protest and we're going to show everybody what it's like to not have us. Everybody was like, oh my God, like, what could they get done? They couldn't get anything done. And, you know, I hope that we can just get the love without having to leave, without having to disappear, without having to walk off the job, without having to leave the relationship, without, you know, having to go absent, that we can be seen and loved for who we are. So.
Wow. Thank you so much. That is, I salute you and thank you for answering my question.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Okay, that was the word. Bionic, real quick.
The 90s were a time, right? And some of my favorite songs came out of the 90s. But even bigger and beyond that, some of like my favorite team up songs came out in the 90s. So you had You Will Know with Black Men United, you had The Points. But from a women's perspective, then you had Freedom, and you had both versions of Freedom. What was that experience like conceptually, like everything that happened around that process and making that record what it was? And do you or can you see something like that being pulled off again in this era?
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that question, Bionic. Freedom, for those of you who don't know, was a song that we got together to do for a compilation record for Black Panther. And it had so many women on it. And as a matter of fact, I would forget if I didn't have photos of those moments where it was Jade and it was Janae and Aaliyah, God rest her soul, and it was Nefertiti and Sweet Sable. And it was just a room full of women who sang and rapped, contributing to this song called Freedom. I don't know if that will ever come again. I think it's entirely possible. And I think it just depends on, you know, the people who really want to make it happen. If Missy said, I want all of these women on this record and we're going to speak truth to power about this thing, yeah, people would come. She has influence. She'd have R&B singers as well as hip hop artists show up to be on that song. I just think it takes someone feeling as though there's a need for it, and then it'll happen.
Awesome.
But it was a wonderful experience, Bionic, just so you know, because it's nothing like being in a room full of, you know, women who feel the same way about music as you do. It's like, oh my God, I found my tribe. What's up? You know.
All right, Bionic, that was it. We good? Okay.
That was it.
Okay,
Thank
Quantum,
you.
and then Kermit finishing us up.
Okay.
Quantum. Quantum going once. All right, Kermit, we'll come back.
Yes, ma'am. I just want to let her know that she has a retail phone, because people don't remember retail. And she actually came to my store back
Kermit, hold on 1 second. Your microphone is a little muffled. We're having trouble hearing you. Can you come a little closer or
Can you hear
adjust
me
it?
now?
Yes, that's much better. Thank you.
Okay, I said I just want to let her know that she has a retailer on the call. They're celebrating 51 years in the music industry because most people don't really pay attention to retailers anymore. But I just want to know that she got a retailer on here that's been around for 51 years. And of course, and I remember her coming to my store in East Cleveland, Ohio, Dolls Rapid Creations back in the day. She had very little sleep. I think Charm Warren may have brought her in. I don't remember exactly. But, she was there on time, and the kids met her, took pictures, signed autographs, all that good stuff. So we appreciate you, love you, and we'll always do whatever we can to help you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's music to my ears right there. Thank you. It's so funny you said I was sleepy. Most of my younger life, they were running me like a racehorse. And so, yes, I was tired. I was up early and going to bed late and moving from city to city, get to a city, do the morning show, eat, do the afternoon show, eat, go do a walkthrough with everybody at WIA, eat, and then go to a club and then wake up in the morning and fly to the next city. It was a lot. So yes, I probably was tired. But thank you so much for the love. And it's good to know that, you, like many others, we built a relationship. I think that's what comes from the 80s and 90s as well, is we actually went out to the retailers and had an opportunity to meet. And I remember going by hair salons and, and roller skating rinks and just all of the things that were local to the city that you can actually form a connection with. And I miss those days.
Yeah, I remember your dad and your brother too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lyte, speaking on that, because you're talking about the early days, one thing I've never really known is, like, how did you get into hip hop? And what I mean by that is a lot of people had crews. If you think about Big Daddy Kane, he came in with Marley Marl. Karis, obviously he created his own crew, but I've never really known, how did you get into hip hop? Like, what was that thing that got you in? Was it playing at the Fever? Like, what was that early origin story? Someone said earlier that there should be a documentary for you, which I think is critical because that's that part that I don't think a lot of people know.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for that question. I actually used to be a part of a group, and it was a guy named Eric Cole that put me and another sister together to form this group. And then we went on to high school, and she wound up at Clara Barton to become a nurse. And I went to Wingate, and one day he called me up and said, some people are looking for a solo female artist. Do you want to come meet them? And so I went and I met them. And by the time I got there, though, I had written some songs. I had been in the studio a couple of times. So I really had, my gumption about me. So when I performed in front of them, they were like, she's ready. Let's do it. And that was really how the deal came. So, and, quite honestly, it was being able to let go. So I know a lot of us have these dreams about what we want, and it's like, okay, nothing's going to stop us. But at some point, when you decide that you can have it or not, it'll show up. And that's exactly what happened with the opportunity.
And another quick question, because you have been in the situation already, you kind of mentioned it earlier. What are your thoughts on the current rap battle? Not the beef, not talking from we hip hop, me and you, we're hip hop right now. We're not talking to these people that's speaking from outside the sidelines. What are you thinking about people's reaction to the rap battles that's going on, as you have also been battle tested as well?
Well, you know what? The only thing I can say, because I'm not quite sure, beyond people saying that J. Cole shouldn't have apologized to Kendrick. I'm like, J. Cole could do whatever he wants, and he shoulda, coulda, woulda, nulda. Like, it's him. If he feels like he said something that is out of his character, and he feels like, it took him back when he entered that zone, And he's like, no, 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 this is forward motion. I'm loving all my brothers, all my sisters. I'm getting chills right now as I'm saying it, because nobody can tell you how you elevate. And I thought that if he was being true to himself by dissing, he had a moment. He's like, oh, when all of you get set off, immediately you like rah rah. And if you don't have people around you that understand where it is you say you want to be, nobody's going to say, you know what, bro, hold on, let's think about this for a second. Let's think about all of the fallout from it. Let's think about it. But if you just got people that's along for the ride and they're like, oh, you want to do it? You got so many people that just jump on the wagon for whatever it is that you want to do, whether what you want to do is right or not. And I'm just proud of the brother for standing up. Do I like battle rap? Yeah. I mean, I'm from hip hop. I like to see people spar with words. But there's also a place and time where people elevate and you leave it for some other people to do. You did it, you're done, you move on, and you let people who are about that do that.
Anyone ever talked you off the ledge for any disses back in the day?
Talk me off the ledge. No, but I will say, I've always been a real stickler for words. And if I know that a word is directly connected with someone who may think I'm talking about them, I'll eliminate it. I'll find another word to use because I'm not looking to entice something that's not real. And that's the last thing I need is a whole bunch of people saying, look what she said. It's like, no, I didn't even mean that. But you know what? Let me change that because I don't want to ignite something that isn't real for me. So I'm usually the one that, no, you don't have to talk me down the ledge. I'll usually talk myself down.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for those questions.
Yes, and we're gonna wrap up. But I mean, I'd be remiss if I did not mention, because no one mentioned it yet, that you're in your director bag. I mean, did I see that you're directing music videos for Van Van, who is from my home state of North Carolina, and T.I. and Tiny's daughter, Eris. And I mean, talking about putting out content that changes the narrative for young girls, that put the power in their hands to make a decision to show up however they want, however they are, and to be themselves. I just want to salute you for that because that video is phenomenal. We played it on our last Digiwaxx call and it got incredible responses from everyone loving the video. And since we have you on the call, I was like, I got to tell her how much we love the video.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thanks to Justin, the fine gentleman in Atlanta that did all our videography work. That was a fun video to do. And so thank you for recognizing and acknowledging it. Van Van is an artist that we manage, and she wanted to do a song with Eris. So I called up my good friend Tiny, which we have a few hits together. Matter of fact, a couple of plaques on the wall from the songs that, oh, matter of fact, that one right there, Keep On Keeping On. So yeah, it was nothing. Tiny said, yeah, let's do it. She and T.I. were all game about having Eris be a part of it, and they're having fun. It's called Be You, and it's a remix coming really soon as well.
Amazing. You guys, give it up for the legendary, the visionary, the inspiration, the blueprints, who has been just a phenomenal inside and out light to the community of hip hop and to the women of hip hop. Is celebrating Women's History Month 365. Y'all give it up for MC Lyte. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you. I appreciate all love.
And I think it's only right we end out. We're gonna let you go, but we're gonna play the song one more time. We gotta just do that for the
love. And thank you to Dr. T too for being on the call and being available in the chat, and everyone who's been asking questions. Thank you so much.